So you're trying to find a dog trainer here in Atlanta. And yeah, it can feel like a huge task. But don't worry, today we're going to break down exactly how to find the perfect person for you and your pup.
I mean, just picture it for a second. Enjoying a patio in Virginia Highland without your dog causing a scene, or navigating Piedmont Park on a busy Saturday with a dog that's just calm and confident. That's the dream, right? Well, the right training is how we make that a reality.
Okay, so how do we get to that point? Well, before you even start Googling trainers, we've got to figure out what you're actually trying to do. It really all starts with understanding your dog's needs, and your own.
So ask yourself, what are we trying to fix here? Are we just talking basic manners for a brand new puppy? Or are you dealing with something a little more complex, like your dog getting totally stressed out by the sounds of MARTA or the huge crowds at Pond City Market? Being really honest about your goals is, without a doubt, the most important first step.
Most of the time, your goals are going to fit into one of these big buckets. Family dog training is pretty much what it sounds like, just good general manners. Behavior modification, on the other hand, is for tackling specific issues like fear or reactivity. Then, of course, you've got specialized tracks for puppies or for service and therapy animals.
And we can get even more specific, right? I mean, think about some of these common issues trainers in Atlanta see all the time. That excessive barking, that's a huge one if you live in an apartment in Midtown. And good leash skills, well, those are non-negotiable for busy sidewalks pretty much everywhere, especially somewhere like Buckhead. See if you can pinpoint what you're dealing with on this list.
Okay, so you've got a pretty clear idea of what you need help with. Now comes the fun part, actually finding the right pro to help you get there.
Now here's something you really want to look for when you start searching: trainers who use positive reinforcement. This is the modern, science-backed way to do things. It's not about being the alpha or using punishment. It's all about building a relationship based on trust, which you'll find makes training way more effective and, honestly, a lot more fun for both of you.
Okay, I know these letters can look like alphabet soup, but trust me, they're actually super helpful. They're basically proof that a trainer has put in the work, gotten a formal education, and keeps up with the latest methods. For general stuff, a CPDT is fantastic. But if you're working through more serious issues like true fear or aggression, you want to find someone with an advanced certification, like a CBCCKA.
Another thing to think about is where the training happens. You've basically got two main options. In-home training is amazing for problems that happen, well, in your home, like your dog bolting out the front door. Group classes, though, are perfect for practicing skills with all the real-world distractions you're going to find all over Atlanta.
Okay, so let's say you figured out your goals. You found a few trainers who are certified and use positive methods. What's next? Now it's time to ask some questions and make your final choice.
All right, let's just talk about the practical side of this, the money. The cost of journeying can really vary, and it depends on things like the trainer's experience, the type of training you choose, and just how complex your dog's issues are.
So just to give you a ballpark idea, you're typically looking at this range for a single private lesson right here in the Atlanta area. Just keep in mind, a lot of trainers will offer packages with several lessons, and that can often bring the per-session cost down.
And this chart really breaks it down even further. You can see how the cost lines up with the type of service. A group class is a really accessible way to start. But a board and train program, well, that's a much bigger financial commitment, but it's for really intensive training needs. This should help you figure out where your budget and your dog's needs might meet. Look, before you sign anything or pay anyone, you absolutely have to have a real conversation with them. Use these questions as a checklist. You want to walk away feeling like they really get the challenges of city life and that you have a crystal clear understanding of the plan, the price, and how you'll both know you're making progress.
So, after all this work, the research, the cost, the training itself, what's the payoff? Well, it's the whole reason you got a dog in the first place, right? To have an amazing companion to share your life with.
And you know, I think this piece of advice is just golden. Training isn't a magic trick, it's a process. This rule is such a good reminder to just be patient, especially as your dog gets used to all the new sounds and energy of a city like Atlanta. Give him that time to settle, and your training will be so much more successful.
So, what's it gonna be? A relaxed walk through Grant Park? Maybe you'll finally tackle the trails at Arabia Mountain. All the effort you're putting in now is gonna open up so many doors for you and your dog. It's what makes every walk, every visit to a friend's place, and every quiet evening at home that much better. Good luck on your training adventure.